Hi guys, how are you? This is Ali Whitecheck from Square One, and this is our Q&A Thursday. Once again, sharing information with you about what are the best ways to engage with your customers to create loyal, raving fans, and ultimately deliver an experience that is profitable and meaningful to you and your customers. So today's Q&A is all about customer personas. I was actually going to talk about what are the types of customer journeys, but someone asked me just before going live, if I could actually spend some time talking about customer persona. So I thought I will do that. Sorry if any of you are going to be joining and want to hear about types of customer journeys. I'm more than happy to cover that next time. But yeah, so really what I wanted to cover. So what are customer personas? Customer personas are the framework or the piece of information that's really truly going to give you great insights and information about your customers' pain points and challenges, as well as who they truly are as a human being. And it's got nothing to do with your business. So if you're thinking of developing a customer persona, for example, for your business, ultimately you want to understand that person as a human being. And then you kind of then start slowly overlaying that person into your business. So rather than think of a customer persona as a customer, you look at them and think of them as a person. And that is the power of developing customer personas, because it is really simple, but it's also equally extremely hard to actually, as a business, get out of that zone of like, well, I'm looking at that customer from my point of view, and that is wrong. That is so wrong. You need to look at that persona or that customer from their point of view. They don't wake up every morning thinking, oh, I need to engage with that specific brand, and today I feel like talking to my bank, or I wake up and I really feel like applying for a business loan. That is not the case, right? So how can you make customer personas truly powerful for your business? It is by really understanding a few things. Number one, look at the customer persona from your customer's point of view and remove your business. Number two is understanding your customer's goals. What is that number one goal they want to achieve in general? And it could be a well-being goal. It might be that they want to be healthy, or they want to lose weight. It might be that they want to buy a new car because they actually want to commute to their new job way easier and faster than ever did before. It could be that they want to increase their customers because that ultimately, will create a lot of peace of mind and safety in their own environment and personal life, and clearly help them have a great business with their so they can pay their employees. What is that business goal? And number three, what is going to make a persona happy? What is that one thing that will make them happy? What is that one thing that whether it's coming from you, excuse me, or from someone else, that can truly deliver that happiness that they need? So what I thought I will do today is to demonstrate some of the steps or areas that you can look at a customer persona. And this is just a very simple. I use these in some of the workshops that I run, some of the customer journey mappings at persona development workshops, and it's really simple. So you can see in here that it's like, what is the name of that person? So what is that person's name, right? I think you're seeing this the other way, so I do apologize because you probably can't read this. I'm sorry, but I'll read it to you. So what is a person's name? So we could call her Patricia, right? So Patricia, it is, she, a professional and business background. She's a 31-year-old business manager at an insurance company. And she has 2 kids, and she wants to get healthy by the end of the year because she has her friend's wedding coming up. So that's, for example, Patricia, right? So she's 31, she's got 2 kids, she's a business manager for an insurance company, and she wants to lose weight, potentially, and be healthy by the end of the financial year. So what are her demographics, income, and location? So they could be things like, well, she lives in Northern New South Wales, and you can be quite specific. You can say, hi Lane, thank you for joining. It could be things like, well, she lives in, I'm just going to give an example of New Farm. It could be she lives in New Farm and she is probably renting a 2-bedroom townhouse with her husband, Tom. Let's just call him Tom. Why not? And she's earning around 100K a year, right? So that can be her salary. So both her and her husband have a job and they are both bringing income home. And she also likes to do things like, she's motivated by things like achieving a next career move at her job, and maybe she wants to actually take the next level, and she wants to really get a better job, whether it's at her company or somewhere else. So that's her motivation at the moment. She's inspired by things like potentially some business book, but also some motivational books. She's inspired by potentially some people like Oprah Winfrey or anyone that could truly challenge her, and maybe that's her thing. So it's just really thinking what motivates her. Then what does she like to do in her downtime? Probably she's got 2 little ones. She loves to sleep. I do. So she probably excuse me, she loves to sleep and spend some time with her friends and her husband when she's not working. So that's kind of the things she loves doing. And then we go to things like, what are her main challenges and worries? So this is what probably in general, but also we could think and start thinking of what is Patricia trying to achieve when it comes down to achieving her goal. So her goal is to probably have that next career move, and maybe potentially we know that, if we step into the customer journey zone, she will be things like, well, she might be looking at having a conversation with her manager. She might be looking at actually some upskilling or training, whether it's internally or externally. She might be looking at reading some books and finding information online as to what are the things that she needs to be learning or practicing or knowing more of, so she could actually take that better role. What are those companies or businesses out there? What are the opportunities? How is the market behaving? So those are kind of her goals, right? And this got nothing to do with your business. So we probably put like between 1 or 3 main challenges and worries. And these are actually quotes. So these could be things like, I'm not sure I'm ready for this career move, or what if I'm sacrificing time with my family to have a better job? And it could be things like, oh, what if I can't fit, my personal life? I got my friend's wedding coming up, remember? And she also has probably a lot of pressure because she has to, or feels like she has to apply for this better job. And so can she manage everything? So these are things that are coming from her mouth, not yours, right? So these are things that she's saying to herself. She might be saying to her friends and family. And so what are the preferred communication channels? So this has nothing to do with you still. So this is really, she might be quite a lot on social media. So very likely, if she's 31, she probably sits very beautifully in the category for Facebook. So she very likely has a Facebook profile. She's probably not that amazing at keeping up with it because she's really busy, remember? But she likes to read quite a lot of it. She follows a few business pages, a few mommy related kind of pages, some business related pages. She does quite a bit on LinkedIn, right? So she probably does quite a lot of things on LinkedIn, and she may or may not actually be checking YouTube as well. So she might be actually checking some videos or how-tos or anything that motivates her and excites her and actually gives her better insights into who she needs to become or what she needs to be learning for her next move. And then she might also have some specifics, personal and business goals. So if we're talking about a business owner, fits really nicely here. If we're talking about a personal goal, so we could actually say, well, I want to lose weight, I want to have a better job in the next 6 months, and I want to have, probably better work-life balance, right? So those are the kind of things she wants to achieve. She might want to go on holidays. She might want to save for an investment property. She might want to do a few other things. And so you kind of put in here what are her goals. And so if there is anything short term that beautifully links back to your business, great, but it might not. It might not be the case yet, okay? So you can see that until now, we're not seeing your business here anywhere, but it's just really, really interesting to see that in those goals, very likely there will be things that you can tap into her emotions to then understand where she's coming from, how she's feeling, and what she wants to achieve, so you can actually have that conversation with her in a more personal way. So this is the power of personalizing the experience, and in fact individualizing the experience to Patricia, because she's a very busy mom. She has a massive career move coming up. She needs to do a lot of training and development, and maybe there are things that you can help her with, right? So it could be saving her time on her next purchase at the supermarket. It could be saving her money because she wants to save, and you might be an insurance company and you're giving her a better deal on that car insurance that is coming up for renewal. Or it could be the success. It could be that you're giving her really tangible success on a specific thing. So it could be a holiday that she's trying to book, and you're making things really easy for her and really kind of seamless and really simple for her to book, so she can actually achieve that success really easily. Even though she might not be saving a lot of money by going on holidays, she's actually achieving, and she feels successful because she achieved that goal. So as you can see, success, time, and effort are things really important to Patricia. And if you know that's very important to her, no matter the business that you have, you can actually speak about that, right? So she wants those 3 things. So you can fit this back beautifully into your business. There are other things in here. Why wouldn't they buy your products and services? So this is something that I ask people in workshops. You don't have to have it on a template of a customer persona. And by the way, this is just a very homemade kind of template. There are beautiful, beautiful ways to do this on a few free templates and platforms that you have online. And you could put photos, you could create a really beautiful flow, you could create it with your branding, and this is great. It's a lot of stuff that you can do with it. This is just very simple, and so you can really take it to a next level if you want to do some internal onboarding, or you're working on a digital transformation or a customer journey thinking project in your business. This is great, and you could actually create internal meetings and environments and workshops where everybody knows Patricia for who she is, and that's great. I totally recommend that. I've done it, and it's very, very powerful if you implement that. But anyway, going back to this, why wouldn't she be buying the service or products that you offer? And so you really start thinking, why wouldn't she? So we remember we got 3 things: time, effort, and success. So you might be too expensive for her. Your process might be quite lengthy. And also, one success. So you might, things can maybe potentially they're not very omni-channel for you. So maybe you don't have a responsive website. Maybe she loves apps and you don't have an app, and maybe that's just really not her thing. And so you're not helping her. So that's probably one of the reasons why she wouldn't engage with you, right? So you got in here, how would you describe your solution to her? So knowing her, you already have enough information, right? So you know Patricia very well. By now, you should really know a lot of this. How you will describe the solution to her. So this is really when you say, well, knowing that she's got a lot of these things happening, this is how I can be relatable to her, and this is how I could describe the solution to her. And then the other thing is, what can we do to help her achieve those goals and overcome the challenges that she has, right? So it could be going back to those 3 things: success, time, and effort. But this is the beauty of this. Here you can start thinking about your business, right? Because obviously you need to relate it back to something tangible, and that's your business or your organization or your campaigns or whatever you're doing. So you link it back here. And so here is really when you say, well, these are the 3 things that I believe we could do right away to improve that experience. Improve that anxiety or those challenges and pain points that she's suffering right now. And so here's also another thing that I ask people to do. You don't have to have it. A lot of the customer personas templates don't have it, but I put it in here. What's your elevator pitch? So this is just something really briefly that you say, this is kind of my one-liner that I go to people and talk to them about. So that it's very brief and very quickly. So that is customer personas today. The things that I want you to remember is don't get caught up in this. You need to understand your customers. You need to talk to them, right? So you need to really have some really good ideas. If you do this and don't validate it, if you jump into this exercise and you haven't ever had a conversation with your customers and all you're doing is hypothesizing, that's not going to end up well. So sorry, I know, but it won't. So all you have to do is to really speak to 3 to 5 customers that you know fit a specific persona bucket. And then from those conversations that you have, and it could be, guys, it could be a 15-20 minutes tops, and you basically ask them all of these questions and not related to your business. As we know, the majority of this is not related to your business. Ask them those questions, and within an hour you would have already, now very likely, 80% of your customer persona. Okay, statistically, a lot of people into statistics might say this is not statistically correct, but it actually will be. So this is probably better than actually spending months and months trying to ask people questions that won't take you anywhere. So if you know your customers really well, do that. If you don't, obviously engage with someone that can help you, but this could be done by you very easily. You just need to take the time and prioritize it. And I know it's really, really hard, and a lot of the times that's why businesses like Square One jump in and help people to do this, because I know it's time consuming, but it should come from you. It really should come from you. So I hope you found this very useful. I hope you are able to jump into the next phase and actually talk to your customers and understand their pain points, their challenges, their goals, and what will make them happy. If you have any questions, please send it to me, to squareone.com.au. Call me, email me, check us on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn. We're everywhere. So thank you so much, guys, for listening to this, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.